Hi, friends. Welcome to another episode of the True You Consciousness podcast. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about what the deeper purpose of life is. And so, before I begin, I would like to invite you, first of all, to contemplate within yourself what the deeper purpose of life is for you. Right? This is a really deep contemplation, and I want to invite you to contemplate what your own inner knowing is for you, for your own life, around your deeper purpose, or in general, the deeper purpose of life. What does that mean for you? I believe that the deeper purpose of life is for us to become a complete expression of our unique inner essence. And that the ultimate fulfillment is found in becoming that. And so, to me, that our unique inner essence, our soul essence, our true essence, what that really is an expression of the divine. It's an expression of the deepest love inside our hearts. It's an expression of the cosmos as it is uniquely expressed through each one of us. But it's all the same source. It's the source of who each and every one of us is. It's the source of being. It's the source of life. It's the source of universal intelligence. And so I want to tell you a story of when the first time this really became clear to me, and it really changed everything for me. So I had been for a long time journaling about, what is my life purpose? What is my life purpose? I was in agony. I was in dissatisfaction. I was, on a spiritual path doing deep transformational work. But I still had no clarity on what my deeper purpose was. But I felt like I had a deeper purpose, right? There was something inside of me that's like, gosh, I know I'm here for something more. I know that I came here for something else. I just don't know what it is. And so I used to journal about this all the time. And I believe I, shared with you all, or anyone who knows me might have heard this before, but I used to really pray to the universe to be the full expression of my soul. That was just a yearning inside of me. I want to be the full expression of my soul. And so this was probably about 3 years ago, while I was writing my book, Presence is the Solution to Every Problem. I watched a documentary, and I actually write about this in my book. I tell this story in my book, but I watched a documentary on black holes. Yeah, that might sound, kind of nerdy, but I've always been kind of a nerd. And it sounded interesting to me. So I was watching this documentary on black holes, and they talked about some statistics there, like there are 100,000 million stars in the Milky Way galaxy alone. 100,000 million. And there are trillions of galaxies in the universe, in the cosmos. Like as I was watching this documentary, that I was just awestruck by those numbers. I was just sitting there in deep contemplation, like, oh my gosh, that really puts life on Earth into perspective, doesn't it? Like, really let that in. Let those numbers in on how gigantic the universe and the cosmos actually is. And our lives here on planet Earth. And, you know, how, you know, most of us tend to be very preoccupied with our own personal little lives. You know, like the world is going to end if we don't get what we want or something doesn't go our way. You know, I'm guilty of this myself, right? I sometimes have to remind myself, like, oh my gosh, you know, stop taking everything so personally. Like, you know, the universe is not going to orchestrate the entire world to satisfy my small personal wants and desires. You know, from the ego perspective, I'm talking about. And, you know, so when you really put that into perspective, though, on that evening, that night, I can very vividly remember, you know, still being in the contemplation, watching that documentary. It's like, what is the deeper purpose of life? And it just came to me, it's for the cosmos to express through us human beings. Like, that's what this human experience is all about. That's what this adventure here on Earth is about. It's like the cosmos created this to express itself in physical, tangible 3D form, in matter, physical matter, which is, you know, what we're doing here on planet Earth, the world we live in here on Earth. And then, you know, I thought about how I'm always praying to be the full expression of my soul, and it was like, light bulb went off. Oh my God, like, this is my purpose. How have I missed this? I pray about this every single day. I've been on this deep awakening journey, like, and I'm still over here wondering what my deeper purpose is in life. You know, I'm writing a book all about presence. I've been blown open to a profound depth, realization, direct recognition of who we truly are, at a depth that most people probably can't even imagine. And I'm still questioning and asking, what is the deeper purpose of life? So this was just a profoundly deep aha moment for me. And so, you know, I want you to think about this for a second from the perspective of, you know, instead of, most of us think about this as like me, you know, our conditioned conceptual sense of self, which most of us live inside of, right? There, you know, even I do, even as deep as I've gone in you know, the depth of awareness that I fundamentally rest in nowadays, I still have an identity, a sense of being a person, an individual, a separate sense of self, right? There's that self-reflection. There's that sense of I. Being a separate, you know, separation. So we usually think from that part of ourselves, oh, I'm having this experience. You know, those of us who have had any kind of deep awakening experience where we've actually accessed and touched the truth of who we are, right? Like an actual real recognition of it, not an accumulation of knowledge or understanding about it, but an actual recognition. right? We think, oh, I'm having an experience of that. But what if what's really happening is the universe, the cosmos, the sort, pure awareness, pure consciousness, universal intelligence is actually becoming more aware of itself, right? This is a profound shift right here, a profound perceptual shift that can change a lot of things. If you can rest deeply enough inside of it, right? It's awareness itself actually becoming aware of itself through us. And the way that happens is by us, journeying through layers and layers and layers and layers of conditioning, which exists inside of, at the level of our thoughts and feelings, our emotions, right? That's a very surface level aspect of who we are. And most of us are identified as that's who we are. We actually think that that's who we are. It's us. And yes, it's an aspect of us, but it's a very limited surface conditioned aspect of who we are. And those of us, if you're listening to this, I'm assuming this is probably you, or maybe you randomly, you're listening to this for the first time and it sounds very fascinating and interesting. But those of us who have actually tasted and accessed and touched the deeper truth, the depth, our inner essence, we've discovered more of the truth that lies beyond our thoughts and feelings and emotions. We've become more and more and more aware of that aspect of ourself, right? There's actually at least some amount of awareness of our thoughts and our emotions, right? It's like that awareness, that pure awareness is who we are. It's the deeper aspect of who we are. It's the deeper truth. And so as we access, this deeper part of ourselves, we start to express and live from and create as more of our inner essence, right? We actually start to discover more love, more peace, more compassion, more clarity, more truth. And we discover it because it already always exists. It's always here. It's just we're just discovering it for the first time. Like, holy crap, how did I not see this before? Well, because we've got layers of distortion of our conditioning that's blocking and clouding the deeper truth. That most of us are in a habitual state of reactivity to and engagement with. Living inside of repeating patterns over and over and over and over again. We get stuck inside of all of our belief systems, all of the knowledge and information and understanding that we've accumulated over our lives. We get stuck living inside of that, which is all limited. It all exists at the surface, which is okay. It's a part of who we are. But the more we can journey through the layers and layers and layers and layers and layers that and get below the surface, the more we begin to find this ultimate fulfillment, the fulfillment that we've been yearning for our entire lives. Every desire, I truly believe, every single desire that we have is a desire to discover, to experience, to be immersed in our true inner essence, which is ultimately at its purest level, unconditional divine love and ecstasy, at its purest form with no distortion. That is the yearning. That's the life journey. That's what we're doing here. And so all of our lives, and that is the evolution of consciousness. That in and of itself, that journey is the evolution of consciousness. That's how awareness evolves and expands, right? But we have to be open and available, which means we have to surrender all of the conditioning in order for that part of ourselves to begin to express, right? That part of ourselves is just dying to find people who are open and available on this planet for it to express itself and create life as it is. Like, that's, as far as I can tell, that's why the universe created this experiment, this adventure on Earth. And don't take my word for any of this. I'm not stating any of this as being this is the ultimate truth. It's just my belief. It's the perspective I've taken on. And it has dramatically shifted the depth of perception from which I view, my own inner journey has been unimaginable. I could have never planned, predicted, or set goals for anything that has unfolded in my life the last 3 years. And so don't take this as truth. I don't want you to take this on as like, that's what we're doing here. Contemplate it for yourself. Does it feel true for you? Does it resonate? Does that resonate for you? Does that light your soul on fire? Does it warm your heart? Does it open your heart? Do you feel an energetic resonance inside of your soul with that? Like, wow, that resonates with me. And so this, here's another perspective shift for you to take on. All of the challenges in our life, the discomfort, the pain, the struggles, all of it. Our relationships, our jobs, our careers, making money, whatever else, all the activities we participate in. What if all of that was just here for us to evolve and grow and transform and remember and discover who we are, who we truly are, our inner essence that we've been yearning for? It's here to show us where we haven't opened yet. It's here to show us where we haven't yet, discovered that part of ourselves in relationship to a certain circumstance, a trigger, a challenge. Right? It's showing us where we're living inside of limitation, where we haven't opened. It's showing us the parts of ourselves we've been disconnected from. So it's a journey. It's a deep inner journey. Right? The direct path to our true inner essence, our soul essence, who we truly are. A depth of love, true love that exists beyond. It's not emotional love, it's not conceptual love, it's not romantic love, it's not all of our ideas about love. It's a true love that's always here, no matter what you're feeling, no matter what emotions are arising. The direct path to that is through the discomfort, is through the challenges, is through the struggle. It's the only way we can get there. So I'm going to leave you all with that for today, for this episode. I feel like there's a lot here for, anyone who's interested, who resonates, who feels called to kind of chew on and contemplate that. And as always, subscribe to this YouTube channel if you're finding, whatever I'm sharing about helpful or fascinating or interesting, if it resonates. Feel free to leave any comments, anything that's opening up for you. Say hello. And I'm always open. I'm always offering support. I give free one-on-one deeper purpose discovery sessions. There's a link below. I'm also giving away my free State of Bliss course. It's a short, easily consumable kind of introduction into making a leap in consciousness. Going deeper and deeper and deeper beyond the layers of conditioning. So feel free to check out those links below, and I look forward to seeing you all on the next episode. Much love to everyone.